The UK job market is broken. And if you've been applying for jobs recently, you probably already know what I mean. It's a mess: overworked recruiters, underpaid workers, endless interviews for roles that barely cover the cost of living. But what's really happening? Why does it feel like no matter how much experience or education you have, finding a decent job in the UK is harder than ever? Well, today we're going to dig deep into it, from low wages to automation, from broken hiring systems to unrealistic expectations, and figure out why the UK job market feels so unfair right now. Let's start with something most of us have experienced: applying for a job and hearing absolutely nothing back. You spend hours perfecting your CV, writing the perfect cover letter, filling out long application forms that ask you to basically rewrite your entire CV, and then silence. No reply, no feedback, not even a rejection email. Just a void. It's frustrating, demoralizing, and makes you question your worth. But here's the thing: it's not your fault. The hiring system in the UK has become so automated and overcrowded that many applications aren't even seen by human eyes anymore. Most large companies use applicant tracking systems. These are automated filters that scan your CV for keywords. If you don't match enough of them, your application is automatically rejected before a recruiter even sees it. That means a lot of qualified candidates are getting ignored simply because they didn't use the exact words that the algorithm wanted to see. The system values formatting and keywords over actual skill and potential. Now, even when you do make it past that system, you're often met with interview processes that feel endless. 3, 4, sometimes even 5 rounds of interviews for roles that pay barely above minimum wage. Some companies ask you to do unpaid tasks or full presentations just to prove yourself and then ghost you afterward. It's a cycle of wasted time and emotional exhaustion. But let's talk about the jobs themselves. Because even when you do manage to land one, many people in the UK are realizing that the pay simply doesn't match the cost of living anymore. Inflation has outpaced wages for years now. Rent prices are soaring, groceries are up, utilities are more expensive, and yet salaries have barely moved. According to recent data, real wages in the UK are still lower than they were before the 2008 financial crisis. Think about that. People are working harder, with more qualifications than ever, and still earning less in real terms. And it's not just about money, it's about stability. The rise of zero-hour contracts and gig work has made employment increasingly unpredictable. Many people don't even know how many hours they'll work next week or how much they'll earn. Employers love this model because it gives them flexibility, but for workers, it means constant financial anxiety. You can't plan your life, you can't budget properly, and you certainly can't save for the future. Then there's the issue of overqualification. Graduates are entering the job market with degrees, masters, and even PhDs only to find themselves competing for entry-level roles that require little to no experience. Meanwhile, those same roles often demand 3 years of experience for a job that should be training you from scratch. It's absurd. We've built a system where young people are told to get more education to improve their chances and then punished for being overqualified or inexperienced when they do. Let's also talk about remote work. During the pandemic, millions of people discovered that they could work effectively from home. It saved time, improved work-life balance, and opened up job opportunities outside their local area. But now, many UK employers are forcing people back into offices, even for roles that could easily be done remotely. Why? Because of outdated management styles and a lack of trust. Some companies still believe that if they can't see you working, you're not actually working. It's a mentality that completely ignores the data showing productivity often increases with flexible work arrangements. At the same time, remote work has created new inequalities. People who live outside major cities now compete with candidates from anywhere in the world. That means local wages get suppressed because employers can simply say, "We found someone abroad who'll do it cheaper." So while remote work opened doors, it also made the competition even tougher. And then there's automation and AI. Many industries are quietly replacing human roles with software and machines. Administrative jobs, customer service roles, even parts of creative and technical fields all being reshaped by technology. That doesn't necessarily mean those jobs are disappearing overnight, but it does mean the demand for certain skills is changing fast. Unfortunately, the UK hasn't invested enough in retraining workers to keep up. So people find themselves trapped, too experienced for entry-level jobs, but lacking the new technical skills employers are demanding. Recruiters also have their own struggles. Many are juggling hundreds of job postings and thousands of applicants. They don't have the time to give personal attention or detailed feedback. The pressure to fill roles quickly means they often default to picking safe candidates, people who tick the boxes on paper, even if they're not the best fit. That leads to short-term hires, high turnover, and burnout for both sides. We also can't ignore the cultural problem. The UK has developed a kind of workplace snobbery where job titles and degrees are valued more than actual ability. Someone with years of real-world experience might be overlooked for a younger candidate with a shiny qualification. Or worse, certain industries are still dominated by people from privileged backgrounds because of unpaid internships and networking advantages. Meritocracy? Not really. It's more like a closed loop where opportunities keep circling among the same social groups. And while all of this is happening, mental health among workers is declining. Job insecurity, constant rejection, long hours, and low pay take a serious toll. People are burning out before they even reach their 30s. The idea that hard work automatically leads to success just doesn't hold up anymore. For many, it feels like the game is rigged, and that's a dangerous feeling for any society. So, is there a solution? Well, not a simple one. But there are steps that could start to fix this broken system. Employers need to rethink hiring, make it more human again. Scrap the over-reliance on algorithms and start actually reading applications. Pay fair wages that reflect the real cost of living. Offer flexibility without punishing those who prefer remote work. And invest in training so that workers can adapt to the new job landscape instead of being left behind by it. The government, too, has a role to play. Stronger worker protections, fairer minimum wages, affordable housing, and better regulation of exploitative contracts could go a long way. And let's be honest, education needs an overhaul too. We should be teaching practical, adaptable skills that actually prepare people for the modern economy, not just funneling everyone into the same university to debt pipeline. But perhaps the biggest shift needs to come from all of us changing how we value work. Not every job needs to be a passion or a status symbol. Every role, from cleaners to coders, contributes to society. We need to start treating people with dignity regardless of what they do for a living. The UK job market doesn't have to stay broken. But until we fix its foundations, the inequality, the automation gap, the wage stagnation, the broken hiring systems, we'll keep seeing the same frustration and hopelessness spread across generations. It's time for a reset. Because work shouldn't just be about survival. It should be about purpose, security, and fairness. So, if you've been feeling stuck, ignored, or undervalued in your job search, know this: you're not alone, and you're not the problem. The system is. And the more we talk about it, the harder it becomes for those in power to ignore it. Maybe then, we can start rebuilding a job market that actually works for everyone.